sunrise at Dead Sea in Israel. We're staying at Hotel Meridian David. The sun is rising. From behind the mountain to the east of the Dead Sea. We're on the west side of the Dead Sea in Israel.
In the border between Syria and Lebanon, all that way up in the north, and then it gets into the territory of Israel at the Achula Valley, which is all the way in the northern part of Israel. The Sea of Galilee is part of it, the Jordan Valley is part of it, the Dead Sea area is part of it going south, and then it's the Arava Valley all the way to the Gulf of Eilat, which is also part of this main, very long, important geological rift. And the interesting thing about it, and the way this valley was created, is because we're right at the seam between two geological plates. Up till some 30, 40 years ago, the general idea was, or the accepted idea or theory was, that our planet has a liquid material at its core, but it's all covered by solid, one sort of layer of solid crust, kind of, that is all over, and it's stable. During the Second World War, the two sonar operators of the American Navy, looking down in the Atlantic Ocean, searching for submarines, of course, looked all the way to the bottom of the ocean, and they figured out that they're looking at a very massive ridge of mountains that is spreading at the center of the Atlantic Ocean. After the war, they started to investigate this. It's all under the ocean sort of water level, but it's very tall mountains, all deep under the seawater, but still very tall mountains from the surface up. And they went down there and investigated some more, and they learned that this is a long ridge of volcanoes. Later on, they found a similar volcanoes ridges right at the center of the outer major oceans of the world. And there is a constant spill of lava that is going on under the ocean and in the ocean, and bringing in more and more material. And this gave rise to a new theory that is now wide accepted in the academic world, is that what we actually have on our planet is a liquid core indeed, but on top of it we don't have just one solid crust, but rather huge plates. Some of them are much larger than the continents, that are floating on this liquid material over the liquid core. And these plates, huge in size, are in constant move. They're not grounded. They're floating on the liquid material, and there is a constant move of these plates one against the other. Over here in the Jordan Valley, we're right on the seam between, on our side where we are right now, we're on the African plate. The other side is on the Arabian plate. These two huge plates are moving north, but they are moving slightly faster than we do here. They're moving in a rate of about 2 inches a year. We're moving up north in a rate of about 1 inch a year, or a bit of 1 inch a year, and there is a growing gap being created, and this is what creates the valley here in between these two geological plates. It's an ongoing process, and it's one reason or source for the instability, geological instability of this region. The land of Israel, in the recorded history, has suffered from major earthquakes every 90 or so years. The last one, by the way, that's the tunnel that takes water from the northern part of the Dead Sea to the southern part.
I knew that, but I thought that might just be the painted side, so the water was just a trickle on it.
The last, by the way, major earthquake that hit Israel was in 1927. So you can do the math, and it's coming. It's coming. You know, everybody's aware it's a dead-end sea, right? The water doesn't go anywhere from here, and it stays here, and it's being evaporated. The water is being evaporated, and all the minerals and the salt that is coming with the fresh water. Even fresh water has some content of salt and minerals. Those minerals and salt is staying in, and the water is being evaporated. So over millions of years, this place is becoming more and more saturated with salt and minerals.
Okay.
All right. Left side is Masada. Remember the visit, the 3-step palace on the right side, the snake trail, the wall that is up there. This is the center. This is the perspective. This is how the Romans saw the castle when they arrived here some 2,000 years ago. From this side, it looks like almost impossible, or pretty impossible to take. But of course, like anything else, it's the strength of a castle is being judged by the weakest side of it. And the other side had this ridge that was climbing towards it, and this is what the Romans took advantage of to build the ramp.
There was a real assortment of people in the hotel. Most of the
Side of the country. See, the tire from the border is about 14 kilometers long.
Mountain goats.
These are they call ibex.
Oh yeah,
These are the ibex.
all over Africa.
And these are the mountain goats that the Bible is telling us about. The land of En-Gedi. These are the mountain goats.
Where's the other one?
They blend so easily.
Yeah, there are
It's
3 of them that I can see
Yeah,
on the
me
right
too.
side.
That one's fairly large.
Like 7 of them. Original flock.
Oh, here's another one.
The male are carrying is that they serve no survival purpose whatsoever. They're not protecting themselves with the horns. It's just a very heavy load. The survival mechanism or trick of these animals is that they can go on cliffs that then nobody can follow. None of the other animals that can threat them, like leopards that we have here, could get to them. Yeah. And so they can go on the cliffs, and by that they say sort of avoid the predators. So the horns don't have any purpose, and this gave rise to a theory that is called the burden theory, that is true for many animals in nature. The male many times would put on themselves a ridiculous load of any kind, like the horns and all that, with the sole purpose of it is to send a message to the female: look how strong I am, that I can survive with this ridiculous horn over my head. So make it with me and not with the other guy. It's true for peacocks and for, you know, many other animals in nature where the male is ridiculously, I don't know if you can take it further with to men, and but that's your, I don't know. This is everybody's sort of personal experience. I'm not suggesting anything.